with me, fellas! This ain't my first time. Don't fuck with me, fellas!
At 104. You didn't enter the cans in 104. I'm docking your face.
Come on. Now that ain't right.
Who you supposed to be? Goddamn, Mighty Morphin fucking Power Ranger? What you gonna do? I'm docking her ass.
Don't fuck with me, fellas!
Not every woman's gonna be a wife.
Not every woman's gonna be a wife.
I'm your wife! I'm your wife! You cannot do this to me! You cannot do this to me! No, you can't.
Try it. Y'all some nasty motherfuckers. I'ma tell y'all that. Like, y'all need Jesus in y'all life. Jesus said, now groceries shall not be eaten. Y'all groceries shall be put away. Put groceries away.
Don't fuck with me, fellas! Don't fuck with me, fellas! This ain't my first time. Don't fuck with me, fellas!
At 104. You didn't enter the cans in 104. I'm docking your face.
Come on. Now that ain't right.
Who you supposed to be? Goddamn, Mighty Morphin fucking Power Ranger? What you gonna do? I'm docking her ass.
Don't fuck with me, fellas!
Not every woman's gonna be a wife.
Not every woman's gonna be a wife.
I'm your wife! I'm your wife! You cannot do this to me! You cannot do this to me! No, you can't.
Try it. Y'all some nasty motherfuckers. I'ma tell y'all that. Like, y'all need Jesus in y'all life. Jesus said, now groceries shall not be eaten. Y'all groceries shall be put away. Put groceries away. Saying, because they always say that black folks can't start on time. So, I was here. I just wanted to make my presence. I was here the whole time. I just wasn't here. Oh, dang. You know why you guys are here? Because there's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of uncertainty going on here in the world. And welcome to the very first ever Sistory, Healinghood, cinematic universe. And we are going to be doing deep dives and covering specific issues that had happened recently. Some things have happened recently, some things have been going on for a while. But most of these things, we just really need to stop and think about what's going on around us in the world. Like, how many of us are really self-aware of the things that's going on in our society, particularly within the Black community? Welcome, you guys. This is the Sistory reaction, where we do react to exhibits and clips and evidence to support the madness and the claims that's going on here. But this is also the very first case file that we'll be doing a deep dive on. And the case file is case file number 001. All right. Before we get any further, this still is the Sistory Healinghood, though. So we definitely have some announcements about things that's going on here. So I definitely want to announce, first and foremost, that we, as in me and Melbay, we are going to be doing our second season. Yes, the second season of Blue Collar Babes. Let me see if I got the thing up here. I got a little thing up there. Blue Collar Babes back in effect. So we'll be back at the end of this month, July. So look out for that. We have been collaborating, doing lots of things in the off season. And you know, when you can do it twice, you can do it nice. So make sure you guys be looking for us, the Blue Collar Babes. We have our own YouTube channel. So just type in the Blue Collar Babes. We'll be dropping some new content for you guys over there. So make sure you guys check that out. And also, I really tried to put together something special for my audience here. Thank you to all my subscribers, always. To me, my subscribers, hold on, let me put my, always and forever. My subscribers are not just people who may want to watch this content. To me, the subscribers are individuals who think like me, or they value someone who does think like me. And with that being said, I want to put out better content. I want to definitely put more thought into what I've prepared for you individuals. And just know that, you know, in the spectrum of YouTube, it's so big out there. You have so many people who do pre-recorded videos. I do some of those sometimes. But I really do enjoy doing the lives. I do. I enjoy doing the lives because it gives me opportunity to prepare something in real time and to show y'all what I got, what I've came up with. And I can do better. And I definitely always want to do better. I always want to improve. So welcome to the very first ever Sistory Healinghood cinematic universe. We are going to be doing deep dives into different genres, movie genres. I'm taking from them. So tonight we are taking from They Live. Okay, so the title of the show, They Live. The title of the show, for the most part, is They Lied. They lied to all of us. And they have been lying to all of us. They're going to keep lying to all of us if we do not wake up collectively and actually start having some backing towards what we're doing. If we do not do what is necessary, we will be doomed. It is a non-negotiable. I'm seeing things in real time go down on a systematic level with the various things that I do and have recently gotten into. It is a cutthroat business out here. And I just want to make sure that I bring support and evidence to some of the things that we all been seeing and thinking. Now, do not take what I say for face value. After all, we are here together to look at the evidence, okay? We are looking at the evidence. So before you make any judgment, I suggest you sit back here and really watch these clips, think about what's going on, do your own research. Don't just take my word, face value, do your own research and come to a conclusion. And with that conclusion, I want our community to build even more. So I want the Healinghood community to grow even more, because we do more than just reactions here. We actually want to analyze the data and make better judgments so we can heal ourselves, help heal others, heal community and society. And in the Black sector, we got a lot of healing to do. I'm honestly saying, like, we are to the point where we have done such a number on ourselves, collectively and individually, that we really need to go back to the drawing board. And certain individuals are going to literally have to die off and die out with their ideologies, with their religions, and the way that things used to be and how they want to hold on to those. Moving forward, we have a new enemy, and it's not just our enemy. This is collectively everybody's enemy. So I don't know if y'all know this or not, but the way I came into this thinking is because I have a background in the Nation of Islam. I know, right? It's crazy. Pro-Black Nation of Islam. It is kind of crazy because I grew up in a predominantly white town. So my mother was the one who got her ex, like Malcolm, and joined into the Nation. She was in the Nation pretty much my whole entire life. I really didn't know anything different or other than that. Now I wouldn't say that I am a devout Muslim in the Nation, but it is, like I said, all that I know. So with this, the first clip that isn't part of the evidence, it is just more so a background on why I think the way I think, where I come from, who I deal with, who are these people. And of course, we got, our sister here. She put it together lovely. So let's get into this first.
This week, we honor a woman who spent 72 years standing beside a movement that taught Black people to know themselves. Mother Khadija Farrakhan, First Lady of the Nation of Islam, returned to Allah on June 27, 2026 at the age of 90. In 1997, she stood before a crowd of Black women in Philadelphia and told them, "A nation can rise no higher than its women." It wasn't just a quote. That was her life's work. The Nation of Islam, one of the most disciplined, self-sufficient economic engines Black America has ever produced. In 1934, Elijah Muhammad took over a movement of about 8,000 people in Detroit. By the 1970s, he had built a business empire estimated at $75 to $80 million. Bakeries, grocery stores, restaurants.
I just want to say, yes, Nation of Islam definitely is a powerhouse for the Black community. But what do y'all think? I do not, in my experience, a lot of people have not encountered many individuals from the Nation of Islam. And if they have, they either just stayed out their way, or they just really never really interacted with them in the first place. So what is your interaction with the Nation? What is your thought with the Nation of Islam? And definitely RIP to Miss Khadija Muhammad. I can't though. I can't just not go by my life and just be like, okay. One thing that I would say about the Nation that definitely made me drop my glasses, clutch my pearls, drop my scarf, if you know what I'm saying, is the fact that why are the women not more vocal about stuff? Like, she was the First Lady of the Nation of Islam. I understand the standards that she had for herself were very high, and the things that we are taught in the Nation are definitely very, like, strategic, straightforward. You're not supposed to be really heard. You're not supposed to look at men in their eyes. There's all type of laws, restrictive laws that are put upon, the sanctity of being a Black woman and the most unprotected woman in America. They put like sanctions on our safety, but we have to infiltrate and put them on ourselves. We have to be taught how to conduct ourselves, not just at home, but abroad and all type of things. I understand the place of the woman in the Nation of Islam. Trust me, I understand better than anybody. What I don't understand is if you're supposed to be the first lady of the Nation of Islam, why weren't you more vocal about the travesties that are not just happening within our community, but the travesties that was happening within your own marriage? We look up, not we. Okay, when I was a younger girl, yes, I definitely looked up to Farrakhan and Khadijah. That's like looking up to Michelle and Barack Obama, seeing greatness before you, seeing individuals who made it and got it, and who Allah, God, has placed here before you as like for you to bear witness to the greatness within your own community. I understand that better than anybody, but there was rumors of outside relationships, children. What was going on? Because you have a lot of women like myself who was taught to be a wife and get married, and it's just like we're going through things within our marriage. How do we conduct ourselves? We're going to have no choice but to break away from what we were taught. If I feel like if more women who were put into power talked about the reality that, yeah, you might get cheated on. Yeah, you might have nights where you're going to be spending them alone, but he's out there securing the community, the nation, or whatever you guys put forth. It is damaging that the elder women did not invest in us, and we have to still go out into the streets and figure stuff out for ourselves, because somebody like me, like I said, with this Nation of Islam strong woman, community background, I still did everything right and had negative outcomes. Should I have did things a little bit differently? I don't know. But let's continue.
Grocery stores, restaurants, a printing press, a clothing factory, farmland across Michigan, Georgia, and Alabama, over 15,000 acres in Black hands, growing Black-owned food on Black-owned land. And in 1973, the nation took controlling interest in Guaranteed Bank and Trust. Elijah Muhammad called it a bank for the Black man. At its height, it held over $10 million in assets and employed more than 500 people. This is a movement that didn't just preach self-reliance, it built the infrastructure for it. But the real currency of the Nation of Islam were never just dollars. It was discipline. It was structure. It was teaching Black men and women that they came from a history worth knowing and future worth building toward. The Fruit of Islam and the Muslim Girls Training Class weren't just security and etiquette. They were a statement. We will carry ourselves like the kings and queens we are, regardless of what this country tells us we are. This is a part of this legacy that every one of us can learn from, whether you're Muslim or not. Malcolm X carried it. Muhammad Ali carried it. Minister Farrakhan carries it to this day, still speaking discipline, still speaking pride, still speaking self-reliance into our communities decades later. So today, we remember Mother Khadijah Farrakhan.
I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm
A woman who gave her life to a movement built on knowledge of self. And we remember what movement was at its best showed all of us that if people who organize their dollars, discipline their minds, and refuse to be ashamed of who they are can build something the world can't ignore. The blueprint is right there. It's been proven. Land, a bank, farms, newspaper, businesses that outlived their founder and got rebuilt by the next generation. So here's a charge. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Pull your dollars, pull your resources, pull your knowledge, support Black-owned.
This is my biggest problem, though. What happened to all these infrastructures? Where is by this time, Elijah Muhammad was back in the 60s. By this time, we should have our own city, straight up ran. And I guess Farrakhan would be the governor, right? Like, why is there no progress going towards the things that come from the nation? That's what I'm just saying. It just made me, when I got older, I always just was reluctant on understanding what was going on inside. You know what I'm saying? Because it's one thing to be a part of the outside, but when you know what's going on the inside, you got to draw a line in the sand. You got to start figuring out, do you stick with this, which you were taught your whole entire life, or do you now break away from the only thing that you know and start trying to figure it out yourself? And there's a lot of truth out there now in 2026. So
build the businesses, buy the land, teach the next one coming behind
buy the
it.
houses.
That's how you continue a legacy that was started generations ago and is still being written today.
I mean, she had a beautiful smile. They've been together forever. My daughter said, she said she an ancient fossil. Because I guess my daughter also said that I'm a fossil too. She said
Now drop a black fist in the comments.
Yes, my sister Khadijah Muhammad. Peace be upon your soul. All right, now we're gonna get into the real stuff here. I'm gonna go ahead and say this while there's only one person watching. This video is gonna get deep because we're gonna talk about some real stuff right here. So if you can't handle it, don't even try to stomach it. Go do the research yourself, because I don't know everything. I don't even want to know everything. But why we are here is because we should question everything. Question everything. Trust nothing. I wrote some things down here because I definitely want to make sure I got names correct. I want to make sure I got situations correct. But more than anything, we all have questions. We all have questions. Which one of us is going to be brave enough to ask these questions? Who's going to come forth in our own community and put the glasses on and see reality for what it really is? Like, who's going to do this? I feel like I've been doing this a lot in my life, but I feel like I've been doing this a lot even more recently. This was my mama's scarf, by the way. My mama's scarf. My mama Nation of Islam scarf. You know. Y'all like me like this? Y'all want me to start doing my videos like this? Y'all want me to start doing my videos completely covered up? I don't know. I do enjoy being beautiful. I do. It is hard work, and not a lot of women is cut out for it. But don't hate me. You know, don't hate me because I made it look easy. It's hard. I done had them babies too. Don't forget I done had them babies. They lied. They lied. The evidence for Exhibit A is the following. People have been saying, of course, you guys know who this gentleman is. It is Nolan Wells, who supposedly went on a boat trip with his Caucasian friends and never returned. His body was found with no questions, no answers, and they want to rule it out as a suicide. And I guess his friends supposedly don't know what happened to him, even though they were the last ones seen with him. So I just wanted to take some time out and be a little bit more serious about what we're going to get into. Oh, well, hello. One of the inspirations to the new look of the thumbnails being movie covers. Definitely shout out to you. Shout out to your brother. He has a YouTube channel too where he does reviews on movies. So who knows? Maybe there's a collaboration there, because you know I love to collaborate with people, but don't waste my time. Anyway, Nolan Wells was a very real man who had real parents who loved him, a real community that was proud of him. But he isn't the only individual who has suffered tragedies like this in recent times, and we have nothing to talk. We have nothing to go with.
I think I'm gonna turn in, guys.
I guess in November 4th of 2018, there was a young Black woman who was 40 years old, Tamala Holsford. She was found in Georgia in the backyard She supposedly was at a slumber party where she was the only Black woman there amongst different Caucasian women. Now, I don't have anything to say against Caucasian women. I don't have nothing to say against white people. Honestly, I feel like this is a Black community discussion that we need to have amongst ourselves. This is a community discussion that we have forgotten amongst ourselves. And we need to bring it back to modern times. I don't know where we get off thinking that we don't have to look out for ourselves. We don't have to look out for our children. It don't matter what race you are. You have to look out for yourself amongst a group of individual people. We can't forget that there has been, I believe it was in Georgia, this young Black girl who was amongst her 3 other Black girlfriends, and she was twerking in front of a car, and her friends ran her over in cold blood. You have to be careful when you're walking among groups of people. But this isn't the only tragedies that we need to examine. There's more evidence here, ladies and gentlemen. We have this young lady. Let me see if I can get her name right. Tonya Miller? Maybe. Tonya or Tanya Miller. She was a Michigan woman who was found dead in Miami. We do not know the circumstances of her death. The media has not talked about this. The media has simply just went blank on this. They really want us to focus on certain things. They want us to focus on the Chris Brown and Usher, Jay-Z. I'm talking about in the Black community. They always throw these circuses in front of us. They always throw these charades in front of us, knowing that we'll be like, instead of really doing a deep dive on what's going on. Now, we know that women in the Black community have been going missing for the last 20 years. It's about 50,000 women. In 1 year, it's about 50,000 women. So in the span of 10 years, can you imagine how many women that is? Gone missing without a trace. They don't get no type of media coverage. And these are mothers. These are women like myself. Some of these women are single mothers. They don't have a man there to protect them or to tell them, it's not a good idea for you to go out to Miami by yourself. Maybe there was a man there and she still didn't listen. There's some things that we need to start having conversations within ourselves, because are all the things that we're doing right? This happened over the Juneteenth weekend also, so June 19th. Another piece from Exhibit 1 is, of course, the gentleman who was found hanging from a tree at the Electric Forest Festival, which is located in Michigan, by the way. Like I said, I went to a predominantly white school. I lived in a predominantly white town. I've been to Electric Forest, y'all. It's lit. It's lit. Now, I only went for 1 day because, once again, my mom is in the Nation of Islam. She did not know where I was. She would have whooped my ass if she would have known. So I can't be out for a whole week in the damn forest. That ain't gonna work. So I'm trying to tell you, just because you live in a predominantly white town don't mean that you should be forgetting to home in on your natural Black skills, okay? Because that's something that I guess my mom being in the Nation of Islam just instilled in me. I don't know. I still love and trust my white friends very much. I spend a lot of time with them, building with them, teaching and getting learned all type of things. So the appeal shouldn't be for us to necessarily dissociate ourselves, to not be the only Black person doing things, because sometimes that's just, it is what it is, you know? And it's not like that just a Black and white thing. Sometimes you're the only Mexican around a whole bunch of Black people. Sometimes you're the only Black person around a whole bunch of Puerto Ricans. Sometimes you're the only white person around a whole bunch of Black people. Sometimes it's just like that. You be the Black person around a whole bunch of Asian people. You'll be the only Asian person around a whole bunch of Black people. It's just how diversity works. And if you are in America, you already understand that. All you got to do is go to Walmart. All you got to do is go to Walmart. Walmart should be exhibit motherfucking B, but it's not. It's Dry Jackson. This young man lost his life. And we ain't going to understand or know the circumstances, but we definitely know that the story is the same. These Black individuals go amongst a lot of people. Half of these individuals go amongst only predominantly white people. They come up dead. They come up missing. Then later found. What is really going on? These stories are not being covered every single day. They're talking about Iran and Gaza and all these other things, which is not like it's not important because it all affects us. But what is really going on that they're just not telling us? And I mean, I have Black sons. Most of the men that I know are Black men. And I question, like, what is really happening within our community? What's going on with these Black women going missing? We need to stop going out so damn much and being so thirsty to just accept this reality that's tossed to us and really start analyzing what is going to be our future. Because if we're not paying attention to right now, we are going to not have a future. What am I talking about? Let's check out lovely Exhibit B.
Elon Musk just told a federal judge that being forced to not discriminate against Black people violates his First Amendment rights. I'm not exaggerating. That's the actual lawsuit. Your entire attention is on a Chris Brown and Usher stadium tour right now. Meanwhile, Elon Musk is in federal court deciding whether his AI can reject you for your home, your job, and your doctor. This is why we're always missing at the table. The media pushes the concert, and while you're trying to figure out tickets you cannot afford, somebody is in federal court making decisions about your life, with or without you in the room. Same week, the NAACP sued him for running an AI data center in a Black Memphis neighborhood. No permits, hazardous chemicals, people.
You know, I had to interject because I love listening to Glizzard. That's Key Glock for y'all that don't know. He a rapper. He's something that when I'm out there getting that walking done, you know, for the post office, because you know we rep the post office over here. When I'm out there getting that walking done, he definitely got that fire music to keep me going and stuff like that. So shout out to Key Glock. However, he from South Memphis. And what she talking about is in South Memphis. She talking about Box Town. That is a all Black town. That is a shotgun slummed down town. And they built this data center and they're dumping all type of toxic chemicals. They're poisoning the water as well. They're poisoning the soil as well. Okay, you could be old out there and have lived your life and it may not be a big deal to you, but we got children out there, y'all. We got babies out there. What are we going to do? I wish more individuals who did have the capabilities and some of the money could invest a little bit more into their own community. Because if we're not going to invest into ourselves, we can't be looking for handouts for somebody else to be trying to invest in us. Look at, she said that Elon Musk is in court. That's a federal case. Court, that's public record. Go look it up. Go see for yourself. Tell me what you're thinking up in the comment section.
People cannot breathe. So let's be clear. He does not want you to breathe clean air at home. And he is in court right now making sure his AI can reject you for your job, your apartment, and your doctor. The law he is fighting, Colorado's. It says AI has to be fair when it decides your housing, your employment, your healthcare. That is the whole law. He sued to block it. Stadium tour in the summer, federal court in the fall. One has your attention, the other has your future.
I was just talking about that. So, what do you think? They keep throwing all these smoke screens in your face and in all of our faces. And are we either going to get down or lay down? I don't know. Maybe the message isn't getting a little bit clearer to you. Maybe you need a little bit more push. Maybe we need to go back. Maybe everything that's going on right now today is a little bit it's too much. It's too much for us. We're all psyched out. We're all tripping. We're all stressed out. You know, we got gas going up, then it goes down, then it goes back up. Groceries is high. You know, kids is bad as hell. Half of them is out there killing each other, or or trying to get each other pregnant, and then they don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, Black people are at each other's throats. We don't own shit. We don't have nothing. You know, like, we're fighting each other when we should be. When I say we're fighting each other, we're white people fighting Black people. They want to create this full-out race war that is going to, where they get to profit from both sides, and we get to kill each other. We get to do their dirty work. And we're going to just sit back here and we can't get along. And we're going to just keep taking everything that they put in front of us. We're going to take all the media bullshit. We're going to waste all of our money being consumers. We're going to spend all of the money buying these expensive ass houses with these high ass interest rates. And you got to literally lie to people about how their taxes are going to go up for their damn house. Not next year, but literally like later this year, their taxes are going to go up for their damn house. They may not be able to afford the very house that they just closed on. Like, it's crazy. And you think you're supposed to walk away with a commission from that and just be like, okay, I'm satisfied with what's going on in the world because I'm taken care of. What about the generations to come? What about people who are going to be here after us? What are we doing? And I'm honestly sick of just sitting back here just being like, well, you know, we're going to do this or this or that. Like, some people just don't even know. Some people don't even know. This is why I feel like I was put here on this earth to be able to have these conversations with you, because they're going to get deeper. And I hope that you can handle it. Not a lot of people can be able to handle it. And if you are here and you're still watching, you can handle this. So make sure you like and subscribe and share this with somebody else who can handle this as well. Because sometimes we go there. We're about to go there right now. What do we got? Let's call forth exhibit number C. Number C.
You really think falling birth rates are an accident?
No, I think that's the point.
Hold on. So you're saying someone actually wants fewer people on the planet?
They've been saying it for over 100 years. Early 1900s, eugenics, worried about unfit people breeding. After World War II, rebranded as population control. Same goal, new name.
And you're telling me this is still happening?
Look at Bill Gates. He just rolled out an 8-year contraceptive in Kenya and Nigeria. $2.5 billion aimed straight at Africa.
8 years? That's not contraception. That's what? Sterilization? And why Africa? Why not Europe?
Exactly the question. A 2025 academic study traced how white supremacist fears originally drove these programs. It's not about saving the planet.
Let me guess. It's about controlling who...
I just want to say this. People do not believe that white supremacy exists. And they do. What do you think? How has white supremacy affected you? What do you think? I really want to know.
It's about controlling who gets to be on it.
You got it.
All right, that's evil. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. What does God say about this?
The complete opposite. Genesis 1:28. Be fruitful and multiply. Fill the earth and subdue it.
I ain't gonna put no salt on my cousin, but I was having a conversation with her recently, and she was telling me that, you know, she's on her spiritual journey, her star seed journey. If you know what star seeds are, or if you know what cosmic connections are, or if you know what indigo children are, you know, make sure you put a 1 in the chat, because we could have another conversation about that stuff too. But she was saying that starseed children are not supposed to reproduce. She said that they have this cosmic disconnection to the earth, and them reproducing would make them be stuck to, bind it to the earth. she told me, what do I think about that? She was saying that maybe that's why she's supposed to only have one child. And I literally told her that we got to be careful about some of the things that we learn about, because some of the oldest texts from not just the King James Bible, I'm talking about the Ethiopian Bible. I'm talking about a Bible that has been here for 4,000 years. 4,000 years it's been here. And it's been transcribed in Ethiopia, Africa. They found fragments of it in the Middle East, in Jerusalem, in some caves, in some clay tombs. They found them there, and they couldn't believe that it was what it was. It was the Book of Enoch. It was the Book of Jubilees. And they thought that it was just a myth. They thought it was something made up, like Troy. But one thing about truth is it doesn't need to have no fear. Because if it's true, now it's true forever. And when they found out in those Jewish texts that Ethiopia had full manuscripts, it blew their mind. Something that hasn't been destroyed in the libraries of Alexandria. Something that has been around for a very long time. And it says in that text that God definitely wants us to be fruitful and multiply. So you're definitely supposed to get out there and serve your country. And you know, another thing that I get on my high horse about when I be talking to other women about relationships, and a lot of women that's my age who feel like they missed the bus because they're now getting older and they haven't had children yet. They haven't gotten married yet. They're not in really serious long-term relationships. And I tell them, you still have to go out there and contribute to society. The number one way you contribute to society isn't by having all this money. It isn't even really about having all this knowledge. It's about having children. It's about having a legacy that can get passed on. It hurts my heart when I see great men out here who got one child or no children yet, and they're already 45, 50 years old. It hardens me. It makes me sad. I wish I could clone myself and make them all copulate with that clone just so they could have a legacy in a vessel that could carry on, generations, because that is sad work. That is the work that they exactly want. That is part of the eugenesis that Margaret Thatcher and all of them had collaborated on for the lesser minority, unsought after, non-Aryan type bloodlines.
But subdue sounds pretty harsh. What does that actually mean?
The Hebrew word is kabosh. It means to bring under control for good, not to destroy. Stewardship, not exploitation.
So God's command is to flourish, not to shrink.
Exactly. He didn't put us here to be a problem to manage. He put us here to be stewards of a garden.
So the elite see humans as a virus. God sees us as image bearers.
One worldview leads to cages.
The elite only sees us like that because they do not have the power. We have the power, and they need us. They need us to be docile. They need us to be forgetful. They need us to not know history. They need us to not be able to look back and really think back into your bloodline, your DNA. They really want you to disconnect from that. But it's time in 2026 that we start zeroing in and we start tapping in to not only what we know, but things in the past that was taught to us. People have lived their lives and written down knowledge. Things are out there like the manuscripts to the kings of Congo, who wrote down every encounter that he had with the Portuguese and how they went and pillaged and took people. And they did give some of the African people to some of these individuals with the guise that they were going to be giving them back. And they never did. Treaties that were written and broken, that they had written and broken themselves. All this stuff is out here and it's at our fingertips. But yet we're sitting around here bickering and fighting with each other. And we sitting around here wasting our time. Our precious short ass time. We have the short time. We have the shortest time in human history now living on this earth. If you know anything about the Book of Jubilees or anything about the Book of Enoch, then you know things about Enoch living 900 years, Methuselah Methuselah living 900 years. Noah living 600 years. People out here living hundreds of years, not eating every single day, not eating processed food, having a real relationship with God, not one of these wishy-washy, I need him because I'm broke type relationships. Something like I wake up in the morning and I know that I'm here. I know I am the way that I am because God has blessed me and put his hand on me. And I'm going to walk forth with this. And although I may be having a bad day, somebody out there is having a worse day. And maybe if they saw me and they saw me smile, that shit would just melt away. You don't know the power that you have. I understand the power that people have, but some people don't understand the power that they have. And it's something that has to be passed on. It's something that has to be taught through the generations. It's something that we need to really get back to and stop letting all this social media dictate everything that we're doing.
The other leads to life.
Okay, so what do we do with this information? Just sit here and feel angry?
No. You remember the promise in 2 Peter 3:13. But there are new heavens and a new earth that we are waiting, according to his promise, and in these righteousness is to dwell. This current system will not last forever.
Nothing lasts forever. But even more than that, these people, these elites, these billionaires, why you think they build in these bunkers? You think they build in these bunkers to try to escape the disasters that they created? We living in the mess that they created right now. Wake up. We living in it right now. It's all chaos. It's been like this for a minute, though. Definitely longer than my lifetime. Definitely longer than your lifetime, too. They building all these bunkers and stuff like that simply because they think that they can escape. And sad news is that they can't. But what are we going to do? I have just one more exhibit before we close the They Lie out. Exhibit D. Watch with me.
Bro, honestly, at this point in human history, fuck the Met Gala, fuck Coachella, fuck Rolling Loud, fuck the NBA or NFL playoffs, fuck the Super Bowl, fuck spending money, fuck going to work, fuck celebrity worship, fuck politics, fuck relationship podcasts, fuck paying taxes, fuck entertainment, fuck concerts, fuck all of this shit. It's literally time to shut this shit the fuck down for good. Nothing changes if nothing changes. Nobody is angry enough. Pedophiles and baby-eating, blood-drinking demons rule the world. They are making the cost of living and the cost of everything damn near unaffordable, like gas, rent, food, water, basic shit that we can't live without, mind you. They are erasing people's cultures, histories, and lineages and rights. They're using your tax money to bomb foreign nations and innocent women and children. When will enough be enough? And you know what's crazy? Most people think we need to go in the streets and protest and riot violently. Fuck no. That's exactly what they want. The best way to shut down the system, and I've said this before, is to stop participating in it. Stay in your homes, stop going to work, stop buying, stop clocking in, stop feeding into their entertainment.
Whoa, wait a minute. Hold on now. We can't stop going to work now. We can't stop going to work right away. We can't stop going to work. Okay, you got to have a plan. You got to be smart. Okay, I understand what he's saying. I feel what he's saying. But okay, now we got to be smart. We got to be strategic about this. Okay, we just can't give up like that. We do need to shut it all down, but we can't just stop going to work. We need to start stacking some bread, even if it is $10 a month. We need to start stacking some bread. We need to start coming together. We need to start coming together. We really need to start using people. Yes, we need to start going back to using people. This is what people are here for on this earth. We're here to be used. We're here to be of service to everybody. So take your ass to work and get that together. Don't just give up, brother.
Entertainment. And I promise you, watch how fucking quickly this entire system shuts down. The game ends immediately. The machine only breathes because you give it your oxygen. We've been hypnotized into believing we're the audience in a theater, but we aren't the audience. We're the fuel. Every time you scroll through a red carpet event while your fridge is empty, you're feeding the demon. Every time you argue over a political puppet while your tax dollars are being converted into shrapnel to tear through the flesh of a child halfway across the world, you're signing the check. They have commodified your attention and weaponized your survival. And they've gaslit a majority of the world to think we need them more than they need us. Fuck no. They need us more than we need them. Because remember, I've said this before, they manage the power, we are the power. Without us, their system doesn't exist. It doesn't fucking exist without us. People are spiritually exhausted. That's the part nobody says out loud. Everybody keeps talking about inflation.
Let the brother cook for a little bit. He 100% right. He 100% right. People are spiritually exhausted. People are out here spiritually lost, y'all. People are so lost they don't even know where to look. There's no further.
Politics, dating, culture wars, left versus right, man versus women, black versus white. But underneath all of it is exhaustion. People are tired of feeling like life has been reduced to surviving bills while pretending to be entertained. Tired of waking up just to sell hours of their existence back to a machine that would replace them in a week if they died tomorrow.
Let me tell y'all something about working at the post office. The post office, if you get sick, hurt, die on that route, they're going to have somebody come, they're going to have a PTF come in there and finish your route. They're not going to even wait the rest of that day. They're going to have your route covered. That makes me think twice every time I get up and I go to work, which one is worth it? Me being able to be the mother that I need to be, or do I need to go out here and be a part of the machine today? And sometimes the good outweigh the bad. And it's a damn shame that we got to be living in a world where this is the option now. This is what we got to do.
They're tired of being told to heal individually while living inside systems that profit from stress, division, addiction, insecurity, loneliness, and overconsumption. And the craziest part, most people know something feels wrong, but they're so overstimulated and beaten down that they don't even know where to place the anger anymore. They're so exhausted. They're so mentally drained. Their brains are fried. And the real trap was never change. It was convenience, endless scrolling, endless dopamine, endless noise, a population distracted enough to confuse stimulation with fulfillment. We became a civilization of spectators watching our own lives happen from behind a screen. Everybody's consuming, barely anybody's creating, barely anybody's present. Families sit in the same room staring at different algorithms. Friends hang out while mentally somewhere else. People know more celebrity gossip than they know about their own grandparents. And corporations figured out a long time ago that a distracted population is much easier to sell to than a connected one. And no, the answer is not blind destruction or chaos. Chaos burns ordinary people first. The answer is discipline, community.
Oh man, it's just this theme I keep hearing. This theme is like discipline. It's like we gotta start locking in and really start toning in on what we are capable of doing. And I mean, I feel like I'd be hella disciplined. It's probably because I got that Nation of Islam background, but the discipline is what is going to keep you consistent. The discipline is what's going to bring you to the next level. And I feel like maybe a lot of us are a little bit lax on what we're doing, and we do need to stop being so hollowed out by the shit that they put inside of us and start really keeping that hollow spot for ourselves to put something whole inside of us.
Consistency, building local relationships again, supporting actual human beings instead of giant systems whenever possible, learning skills, spending less time hypnotized by outrage and entertainment, thinking critically, becoming harder to manipulate.
Definitely thinking critically. Definitely being harder to manipulate, but you got to understand there's a lot of manipulation going on. And really, you got to take a step from social media. That's why I do not post content every single day. I mean, people who do it on YouTube, that's part of their hustle. That's what they do. But I'm more of I take what I do very serious, and I take my time out to do this. I do it for the free. But even more than that, it has to be done. And you can't have no expectations when you're out here doing it. If you know the truth and you have the knowledge, you have to be able to push it forward, and you can't be stuck. And he's right. But we have lost the plot. Okay. Back to like with the sun and the moon guy was saying is that we're supposed to be out here being fruitful and multiplying. We're supposed to be networking on massive levels. And I was just watching something from, I think, the 59 South show. I don't even know what it is called, but they were saying like, it's crazy how social media has came into 2020, whatever. and totally messed up all of our heads. The reason why it has messed up our heads is because now we can go and interact with people who we never were supposed to ever even know existed. Let that shit sink in. Let that sink in. You out here, you can see me now. And I just told you I'm from a predominantly white town. So that means if you black, you ain't never catching my ass outside. Straight up. You can now hollow in and zero in and reach out and see and talk to people who you would have never knew existed unless they was famous, unless they was on TV. And now we have access to talk to all these people. I have talking to rappers. I've done meet and greet. I did a meet and greet with a rapper. I have seen actresses in people in government and things like that. Like, you could just DM somebody and get it cracking like that. You know, we have access to so many people, but yet we misuse all those things, and we use those things to disconnect ourselves even further from who we are, who we're supposed to be, who we want to be, who we could be, who they could be. We stop seeing how other people can actually have potential, and we just look at how things are face value. Like, we really need to do a deep dive on what we're doing here. Because they have lied to you. They have lied to me. They have lied to this young man who's on this screen. They have lied to every single one of those people who have lost their lives. They have lied, y'all. And they gonna keep on lying to us. The only way that you can beat the lie is to not live in fear. And the only way that you can get up out of fear is by having knowledge. Having knowledge of yourself. That's where you start. And if you as a person,
the system becomes weaker the second people stop acting like consumers first and human beings second. That's where real power starts. Not in screaming or performative outrage, in clarity, awareness, reflection, introspection, self-control, in millions of people collectively quietly deciding they're done living disconnected from themselves. They're done participating in the system that has no benefit. And the root cause of this nightmare is this entire matrix. We've been programmed from birth to ask for permission to exist, to eat, and to move. We think we need a leader to tell us when to be angry or a riot to show we're serious. But the most terrifying thing to a tyrant is not a brick through a window. It's an empty office. It's a silent cash register. It's a world where the masses simply stop looking at the screen. They want the violence because violence is a language they speak better than you. They want the riots because it justifies the boots on your neck. But they have no plan for a world that just sits down and says, no, we're not doing this anymore. If the bus doesn't move, the stock market doesn't tick, and the celebrities are screaming into an empty void because nobody is watching the feed, the illusion vanishes. The demons only have power because we agreed to play their game. The solution is a total, unapologetic withdrawal of consent. Stop seeking fixes within a system designed to keep you broken. And this is not about a strike. It's about a complete divorce from a parasitic reality. We have to reclaim the internal spark that they've tried to drown in a sea of distractions and debt. When you stop feeding the beast starves. It's that simple. And it's that horrific for them. The exit door is not in the streets. It's in your refusal to participate in your own destruction. The game ends the second you decide you're no longer a player. Shut it down. All of it, all of you, all of us, now.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is the last exhibit that I have for you on tonight's show. I really hope that I provided some real value for you guys. For you, ladies and gentlemen, remember that the purpose of this investigation is not to tell you what to think. It is not to tell you how to think. It is simply to present evidence, to ask difficult questions, and to allow you to reach your own conclusion. So now that you have seen all the evidence, the verdict is yours. And I hope that you subscribe. I hope that you guys are out here taking care of yourselves. Make sure that you guys tune into our other channels that we got, Collar Babes. For sure. That's going to be coming back in July. And also make sure that you guys tune into my new YouTube channel, which is the Better Half Wifey Academy, where I go and deep dive and teach women, young girls, a little bit of things that I've learned throughout the years from being married and also from being in the Nation of Islam. how to conduct myself as a woman, how to conduct yourself as a Black woman, how to really secure that man, how to act around a man, and how to spot the right kind of man also. It's not just about relationships. It is about your femininity and how to use that as a weapon to be able to get what you want and maneuver the ways that you can through society. So there is my 1 hour. We is up, y'all. I hope everybody has a good night. I hope everybody takes care. And we are out.